Hey everybody, Kratos Lucina here. Today we're taking out the Object 287. Oh, this mission. Uh, so the Object 287 is kind of a not a not a competitor, but a response to a need of the IT-1. The Russian philosophy at the time was missiles are going to outrank main guns all the time, every time. During the, as the Cold War was starting to get hot. Once missiles started becoming more prevalent. And Soviet leadership leaned in with the IT-1, and what this other company realized was that APCs like the Bradley and the Martyr and all that stuff were still going to be on the field, and they weren't worth hitting with a full-size anti-tank missile. Those missiles are very expensive, and it's not worth wasting on a cheap APC. And so this company replied by they replied with adding two 73 millimeter smoothbore guns. Now, when this tank first came out in this game, the guns fired alternately, and so I'd fire like one gun then the other, and then you could fire them both almost immediately just on how fast you could click. I love that thing. I wish the balloons popped as the health went down. That'd be such a neato. That'd be such a neato thing if the balloons popped as the health went down. But for this thing, it was a good premise. Unfortunately, it was built on the T60 on a modified T62 chassis, and it was operated by two people, a driver and a gunner commander. Auto loading for the whole mechanism being what drives it forward. And the biggest issue was it was good, but it wasn't great. It wasn't enough to fully draw their attention. And that was kind of the problem. And with that being the majority of the case for this goofy contraption, see, these missiles, they're just disappointing. I'm doing more damage with these guns than I am with the missiles. It wasn't impressive enough to warrant more engaging active development. Hey, there we go. And I get the premise of not wanting to shoot expensive ammo at cheap tanks, but at the same time, you don't want to sacrifice some level of ability. Now, granted, this thing is basically IT-1 with some fancy packaging, or some extra bells and whistles on a cheaper chassis because it's available and cheap. but I think in practice, cool idea. Or wait, what am I trying to say here? In theory, cool idea. In practice, kind of a gimmicky vehicle, mostly because those twin 73s leave a lot to be desired. One of my favorite things on this tank, though, is hopefully we can... Boy, we're really pushing them, aren't we? One of my favorite things about this particular vehicle is I love the little plus on the tip of the missile, because it just feels like I'm shooting a... It feels like I'm shooting like a missile of health at the enemy. Yep, we win. All right. I've never seen my team push like that on this mission before. Normally it's hold the line and let them come to us. I've never seen a team push into the enemy like that. That was wild. Caught me a little off guard, and so I had to figure out how to join them, because my usual thing is I pull in behind those containers to stop a cap. But I didn't realize they were going to push into the enemy like that. But that's the 287. I understand the need. Like, I understand the engineer's premise on it. The execution kind of left a lot to be desired. Now, I didn't really get to test the survivability of it because I didn't even get hit. But as I've played it before in the past, it does have kind of like T62 survivability. That's its armor level, is standard T62. And it'll take those, it'll take T62 level punches. But it begins to fail when you start shooting, when it starts trying to punch above its weight class, because it'll just start getting clobbered. And, typical of most MBTs, squishy sides, even squishier butt. The turret being unmanned still takes a dramatic amount of damage when it gets hit, though. In past battles, the turret would take a ton of damage, way more than usual for an unmanned turret. So I don't know if that was just some bad coding or what, or a way to compensate for the fact that the turret is barely poking out of the tank or something. But understandable premise, okay execution in the game, but in the real world, I feel like there would be a lot left to be desired. Especially since it would be being shot at by things like an M1 Abrams, the Leopard, the Chieftain of the time. And it would be horribly outclassed, especially if they're, those Western tanks are firing, AP rounds. It'd shoot right through it like it wasn't even there. But in this game, it's a lot of fun. You're going to do way more shots with your main guns than you are going to do with the missiles. And that's understandable because they seem to work a little better. That missile takes a week and a half to get there. It's wild. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed that battle. If you did, please like and subscribe. Massive thank you to those that already have. Go ahead, comment down below if you'd like to see a vehicle in battle. And I will see you guys in the next mission. Until then, have fun.